What we have learned so far, we've been to 7 countries, is that rolling out of devices, like we saw in Latin America, for example, with one laptop per child, doesn't really work if you don't have the content and if you don't have the teacher training, right? So if you roll out massively devices to kids and you don't train their teachers, it's not going to work. And we saw something very interesting in New Zealand, for example, where they really try to focus on implementing the infrastructure first in the schools, and then teach and train the teachers, so that you have all the conditions for healthy adoption of technology. Because adopting technology in your classroom necessitates a certain amount of training and a certain amount of thinking behind it. So yeah, what we saw, another thing that we saw is that the Teach for All network, I think you have Teach for India in India. So the Teach for All network is creating an amazing generation of entrepreneurs that are really driven because they saw what was happening in the classrooms of vulnerable communities in their countries. And they were creating some amazing products to help those communities learn better, learn more efficiently, and have access to education. So this was really inspiring for us to see all those entrepreneurs, especially in Chile, where they create startups, NGOs or foundations in the edtech space, because they figured out that edtech was a part of the solution. So yeah. So that, we didn't really learn. We learned to learn things by heart and spitting it out again in some tests, right, in some exams. And that's not learning. Learning is about discovery, is about discovering yourself, the world, and it has to be personalized. So yeah, we wanted to see how it could be different with technology. We don't see technology as a solution, we just see it as a tool that can help us learn and teach better. So that's why we wanted to see what was happening around the world. And we didn't want to focus on Silicon Valley, which is the most mature ecosystem, obviously, but we wanted to shed light upon various ecosystems around the world and look at South America, look at Australia, at India, at South Korea, at South Africa, and see how those countries were tackling the problem of education. And yeah, so that's the inspiration behind it. I really like the idea behind TeachEdison. We met with Deepak and Abhiram today. I like this approach of wanting to bring together the whole ecosystem. So companies, students, mentors, so teachers, and universities, so it can work together. It's important in India, I guess, because you don't really learn the right skills at university, that you can have courses on the side where you can learn the skills that you will need in your future jobs. And TeachEdison gives you the opportunity to have that, and that's super powerful because, again, you have bright universities here in India, bright students, but as we see in many companies that train the newcomers for 6 weeks, 6 months, because they didn't get the right skills at university, you need a platform like TeachEdison to give you the skills that you will need in your future life.